Hello and welcome to Just Vintage Crochet and welcome to the 1880s, the late 1880s. I just can't stop obsessing over this this like jacket right here. And I don't really know how to pronounce it. Gladys jacket. I'm not sure. Every time I open this book, it falls open to this page and I see this. And now that we have figured out how to tackle this stitch right here, I have to make this. So I did go to the store and I picked up some just cheapy yarn. I picked up white, which I want to make the floofy part with. And I picked up this gorgeous creamy gray. How gorgeous would this little jacket be in this gray and white? Now this says to use this is for a child, as most of the clothing items in this book are for children or infants. And it says to use a fingering yarn. Well, this is quite a bit thicker than that. And as usual, I'm going to hold this up so that you can take screenshots, just like that. And I don't know exactly how much yarn I will need for this. I won't know until I'm done. And I'm just going to use the hook size recommended on the modern yarn that I bought. So it said the first row, plain double crochet. Of course, that means in modern US terms, single crochet. So a double crochet, a short or double crochet, is a current American name, single crochet. It says here, we're going to work 68 single crochet. Second row, turn and work single crochet 68 stitches, inserting the hook. We're going to be working in the back loop only. So that's what all this is describing right now, inserting the hook into the back thread. And then it says work 2 more rows the same. So we're going to work rows 1 to the end of row 4 in back loop only, single crochet. It looks like the whole thing is worked in back loop only. And in this era, they called this either Russian crochet or ribbed crochet. So there we go. It is all done in back loop only. Okay, I'm going to start with the light gray. I'm going to go ahead and chain 69 and work 68 stitches, 4 rows worth, back loop only. All right, I'm done with row 4. I'm going to move on now to the 5th row, and it says to do 8 double stitches, that's single crochet, increase, which in this pattern means to work 2 double crochet or 2 single crochet into each of 4 consecutive stitches of last row. Then do 8 double crochet, increase, and 20 single crochet. Sorry, I know I said double. 20 single crochet, increase, 8 single crochet, increase, 8 single crochet. Work 2 rows of plain single crochet, 84 stitches in each row. So anytime you see double crochet in these patterns, it does translate to the modern US reader as a single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to work 8 single crochet. I always work the full stitch on the first and the last. If I have to sew these pieces together, I have a nice firm edge that I can sew. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And then I'm going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches in a row by way of 2 in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then it said to work 8 single crochet and then another increase. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, increase. Now I'm going to work 20 double crochet and then repeat everything that I just did over here. So I'll be right back. Okay, so after I've worked my 20 stitches, I'm just going to repeat this on this side. So an increase, 8 stitches, an increase, and then end with 8 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and work that, and I will be right back. Okay, so now for rows 6 and 7, I'm just going to work 2 rows plain. So that's just going to be no increases, just plain back loop single crochet. So now that we understand the basics of the pattern, what they mean by an increase, when they say increase, we now know that for 4 stitches in a row, we put 2 single crochet in each of those 4 stitches. So I'm going to hold up the rest of the bodice pattern here. It's very, very simple. It's just increasing and working plain rows over and over again and all the way there. And then I will be back for the sleeves. Hang on a minute, flatten that out for you. I don't want any of that to be blurry. I feel like it's a bit blurry over here on this side. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to work. And again, it's just a series of this row, you work this many increases at these points, and then you work a few rows plain over and over again. I wanted to jump on here real quick. I'm at row 27. This is where we're going to create the armholes. And I wanted to do that, work that out with you because I have an idea of what they want. Let me move this camera down here a little bit. So I've already worked my 26 stitches, and I wanted to tell you, if you're ever curious how to count the rows on ribbing fast, each ridge is 2 rows. So just count the ridges. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Now we're on row 27. So each ridge is a row of single crochets going up and going down. It's always best if you start with a full rib at the bottom instead of a half of a rib. It just causes a bit of confusion. Just easier to flip the work over and start with the first rib. But anyways, moving on from that, I just thought, I'm sure that many of you know how to do that, but just in case I was one of them who didn't, then this advice, this tip is like a pro tip. Hey, I can say I can give pro tips. Okay, we're going to start with 26 single crochet. I have done that. Then it says to miss 36 single crochet. There we go. I'm going to have to hold this like this. Okay, miss 36 stitches to form an armhole. Then work 40 double crochet, miss 36 again for the other armhole, then work 26 double crochet. So we're not working any increases on this row. So I've already worked my 26, so I need to count 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is 36 stitches there. And I need to just come through the front. There we go. And work a single crochet. So this is probably not going to fit me. It's going to fit somebody though. Perhaps it will fit a child, just not an infant child. Okay, I should have worked that in the back loop. No, that's okay. I'm going to keep it in the front loop because it'll be more stable that way. The rest of them, I will work back loop. Then whenever I come back around, I'll be sure to work back loop. So I'm going to work 40 stitches in a row. Then I'm going to skip 36 stitches and finish off the row with 26 stitches. I'll show you what that looks like at the end. Oh, and let me hold up those instructions for you. I think that's clearer now. So it says 26 double crochet, miss 36 stitches to form an armhole. 40 double crochet, miss 36 stitches for the other armhole, 26 double crochet, finish the row. Then work 5 rows of plain double crochet, 92 stitches in each row. So we're not working any increases, it looks like, for the next total of 6 rows, including the armhole row. Okay, I'll be back when I get to the end of this row and we'll just take a quick look at how all that looks. So I think that no matter what yarn you use or what hook you use, this is only going to fit a child. I mean, originally it was designed for an infant, so it makes sense. It's only going to fit a child. So here's how it looks open. There's the armholes there, and here it is closed. It's really, truly only going to fit a small child. And that's just fine. It's adorable for a child. I don't even think bulky weight and a thicker hook is really going to make a difference so big that a grown woman can fit it, unfortunately. I think the only way to make this pattern fit a woman is to actually just change the whole chain count and everything from the start. Okay, but I mean, if you want to make this for a child, here we go. I'm going to keep going. I think this will fit my super skinny mannequin. I can also put it on my dress form, so that it will fit. My dress form is a US size 4 or 6, something along those lines. This will probably be a little tight on it, but just fit. So I'm going to keep going. I do have exactly 92 stitches across. I just counted. So now I'm going to work my 5 rows of just plain back loop only single crochet with no increasing or anything. I will be right back. Okay, so now I am ready for row 33. We're going to start working increases again. I'm just going to keep working these instructions that I showed before. Here they are again, until I get to the part where the sleeves are. And then I'll come back and I'll start the sleeves with you guys if you're interested in following along with this whole process. But yeah, so now we're going to increase to a total of 120 stitches and then go from there. Okay, it was hard to see those instructions before because the page was curved. So here's all those instructions, and then we will get to the sleeves part. But go ahead and pause the video and you can take a screenshot of this. I'll try to, there we go. Okay, time to start the sleeves. Well, I mean, I already did, but time to show you the sleeves. So here are the instructions for the sleeves if you want to pause the screen and write that down or take a screenshot. And that's all of the instructions for the sleeves. After this, we do the border. But I'm going to show you how to do the border on one sleeve, because what you do on one sleeve is what you do all around the whole thing. As you can see, I've already done it. Of course, I'll show you all that whenever we're done. Okay, so start by working 36 stitches in the armhole, around the armhole area. Next stitch over. Now those 2 stitches I couldn't really work back loop only, but now I will work back loop only in every stitch around. And I will be back whenever I have a total of 36 worked. Okay, so in the pattern, they want us to work back and forth like this as a panel and sew it up at the end. But we can do this a lot easier. Go ahead and join into the back loop only of the next stitch over the first stitch you made. Then turn and without chaining, work a back loop only into the very first stitch and work back loop only all around, and then just repeat that for a total of 12 rows. So we just worked row 1, now we're working row 2. So you'll do this until you have row 12 done, and then we're going to do some decreases. But I'll show you what the result looks like. I think it looks a little bit better than sewing. And it keeps it keeps everything looking ribbed like it's supposed to. So you don't want to close the round by working into the full stitch. You want to close the round by working into the back loop only of the very first stitch you made of that round. And I think it looks pretty good in my humble, not so humble opinion. So I'll show you that one more time. So I'll go ahead and work this all around and I'll be right back. Okay, just working my last couple of stitches here. And now I will join into the back loop. It's not going to be the easiest to find. Let me get my little deal here. This right here, moving this out of the way, this is your last stitch. So you'll want to slip into the back loop of that stitch. It doesn't look like a stitch, but it is. There you go. And just work your slip stitch. And then turn. You're going to want to work in this stitch, but no, you need to work in the one that your yarn is coming out of. Work your back loop only single crochet, and now we're on row 3. So there you go. And now this is the stitch I will join into, but mostly just this loop right here whenever I finish this round. So I will be back whenever there are 12 rounds completed, and I'll show you how they want us to do the decreases. Okay, 12 rows are done. So now, and here's how that seam is looking. I think it looks all right. It looks, I think, pretty clean enough anyway. So now what it wants us to do is on the 13th row, we work a decrease by skipping 1 stitch at the beginning and 1 stitch at the end. Although at the end, I'm just going to work a decrease single crochet. So I'm going to work 2 single crochets together because I don't like the big gap it leaves at the end by skipping 1. So we also have to repeat this. Oh, I got ahead of myself. After we work the 13th round, which is our decrease round, we then work 3 rounds plain. Then we work another decrease round, 3 rounds plain, another decrease round, 3 rounds plain. We keep doing this until there are only 30 stitches left all the way around. So we have to work a total of 3 rounds of decreases because there's 2 decreases on each round. So 2, 4, 6. We started off with 36 stitches. We need to make our way down to 30. So to do this, I will go ahead and skip the first stitch, which is the stitch that my yarn is coming out of. I'll skip that and work back loop only in the next stitch over. And then when we get to the end, I'm going to decrease these 2 stitches. I am just off frame. I'm going to decrease these 2 stitches together. So now I'm on row 13. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have 2 stitches left. So through the back loop, I'll pull up 1 loop, next stitch over, 1 loop, and work those 3 together. And that reduced 2 stitches down to 1. And then join into the back loop of the first stitch made. Now work 3 rounds plain, then a decrease, just like we did on this round, and keep repeating that until you have 30 stitches in the round, and then that's it. Then we're going to add our floofy bits. So I'll be back whenever I have worked this all the way up until there are only 30 stitches left. Okay, so that was a grand total of 21 rounds. You're going to stop once you do your final decrease that brings you down to 30 stitches. You do not have to work an additional 3 rows after that. Just stop at that point. So now I'm going to come to the underarm area here, and from the inside of the sleeve, so working from the inside out, let's work the floofy parts. So I'm going to show you the instructions that they have written to work this looped crochet stitch, but do yourself a favor and rig up one of these instead. It is so much easier. And as I showed in a previous video, if you don't have knitting needles, get you a ponytail holder and 2 chunky crochet hooks that don't have a rubber handle for obvious reasons, and just go ahead and band these 2 together like this, and that'll do the same job that the knitting needles are going to do. Okay. The size knitting needle I'm using is a 10 millimeter. So if you do have larger hooks than what I just showed you, which was a 6 and a 6.5 millimeter, that would be the most ideal. Okay, so we need to start with 1, chain 1. I'm going to start this off with one of the fluffy stitches. So I'm going to go back into my stitch, grab my rig here, hold it. You can see how I'm holding it. I'm holding it really close to the work. It's basically poking into the work. I'm going to wrap this toward me. If you wrap it away from you, it's going to be really hard to work the stitch. You want to wrap it towards you 11 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That 11th wrap is going to be what we're going to hook onto to close this thing up. So go under the stitch, under all of your wraps. Hook on to that 11th wrap with the hook upside down. Pull it on through everything. Chain 1. Pull it through your stitch and make a single crochet. Next stitch over, work a single crochet. Next stitch over, go into the stitch, grab your setup, and wrap 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Try not to do them too tight or it's going to be really hard to get your hook under there. Make a chain 1, pull through your stitch, and make a single crochet. Pop that out, move it to the side. Next stitch over, single crochet. Next stitch over, and we continue on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My tension is like this. So I'm not squeezing it. My tension, you can see it's pretty loose. I can pull my stitches up. I'll show you what happens if the tension is too tight. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. I'm not going to go obnoxiously tight, but I'm going to keep it firm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's much tighter. I can feel it just trying to push it down. And yeah, it's going to work, but it is really tight. Not a pleasure to work. And that doesn't even want to come out very easily. Next stitch over, single crochet, next stitch over, we go in, and with a moderate tension, of course you also don't want it too loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Slide everything down, go under, hook that last loop, chain 1, pull through the stitch, make a single crochet. Next stitch over, single crochet. I'll do one more and then I'll leave you to it. We want, on the sleeves, we want 2 rows of this. Now, your second row around is going to be just a row of single crochet over every stitch made. Then you're going to work your loop stitches again and then a final row of single crochet. Here is how that looks. You have your row of loop stitches, row of plain single crochet, row of loop stitches, final row of plain single crochet all around the top. And it's very, very pretty. A fun stitch, a handy stitch to learn. If you are a pattern writer, include this stitch in some of your patterns like this, and people are going to fall in love. Okay, one more time. We go into the next stitch over, grab our tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go up under everything. That one was a little tight. I'm struggling with it just a little bit. Chain 1, pull through, make a single crochet, next stitch over, single crochet. And the result is very, very pretty. I'll be right back. There it is. Here, I'll fold it in the way that it looks in the picture. And I don't have the bows on though, but here's the picture. I didn't make the ruffles as thick as they did. I just did one round of ruffles around everything except for right here. The sleeves, I did 2 ruffles. I probably should have done 2 ruffles all around, but I'm working on 2 other lengthy videos. And so I do hope it's okay that it's just 1 round of ruffles all around. Let me show you the back. There we go. There is the back of it. This thing is too stinking darling. So I also didn't do any ruffles over here so that whenever it's fastened shut, it's not too bulky right there in the front. Hope that makes sense. You know what I mean? But okay, that's that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can crochet that. I can crochet that. I love this. It's too stinking cute. I just want to see a little girl in it so I could pick her up and squeeze her and hug her. I don't know why. I need grandkids. Justin, I need grandkids. No. I need grandkids. Okay, guys. So this is it. Our 1880s coat. It's specifically called the Gladys coat or Gladys coat. It is very cute. Let me show you the rest of that pattern. So there's the, there's the rest of the pattern there. And there is the rest of the pattern right there. So now you have the whole pattern. I am working on 2 other patterns right now. One of them is not from that book at all. In fact, it is a French pattern. It is all in French, but I think I'm getting it. And here's a little sneak peek of what we're going to have. It's going to be the project's going to take me some time. I'm going to also try to rewrite the pattern in English. Let me know what you think of this. Big thumbs up if you love it, if you like it, and if you want to see more stuff like this. And of course, you can always subscribe so that you never miss one of my uploads, because I'm always making videos like these and our mystery patterns. I love you guys lots. I will see you in the next one. I'm working my butt off. Bye.